Is this thing on?
It is the Riot.
Hello?
Come on, professionalism.
Well, I'm sorry. Excuse me, is my mic on?
It is the Riot on RadioU.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to our podcast for today.
Yeah, today Nikki's feeling great.
I am. Why are you making a big deal about that? I'm feeling good.
Nikki, I'm just going over what's in the podcast today.
He just bothers.
And there it is right there. Nikki is feeling great.
We do cover that a lot.
No, one time.
Well, a lot in that span of time.
Well, I mean, it's the topic for that moment. But I mean, you got to understand.
Well,
and
it was a good morning, and
great.
Actually, it was a great morning.
Great.
We also talked with David from Remedy Drive. It was
Yes.
so nice to catch up with him. So that interview is in this podcast.
I will say that not contained in the podcast is the actual song we talk about.
Yeah, Warlike.
Yeah, but you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on like all the streaming services. Great song, and we are playing that now on RadioU. Now, if you've never listened to RadioU live, you really should check it out because you can listen through our app. You can listen online at RadioU.com, and then of course
Find out if you have a station near you on the radio.
It's all listed out there.
But if not, you can hear us in a longer capacity with music as well.
Mm-hmm. Other things in the podcast today. Obadiah's back on Hulu. Telling you,
Didn't see that one coming.
The dealer came around and it was a free taste. I just had one. HD vinyl, toilet shopping, people we admire, Nikki's great day, bucket list. I tell Nikki what to do.
On my bucket list.
Yeah. And then getting fired at KFC, things like that.
All good stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of KFC, despite the fact that I went there and didn't really like it that much and also didn't feel great after I ate it, I still find myself thinking about it and wanting to go back.
Well, you had the Carolina Gold.
I did.
Which I like. And I liked
too.
when I don't know if they still have it, but the Nashville Hot. But they have some other smoky barbecue that's supposed to be like a KC masterpiece sort of taste. But you didn't even try that one.
I just went with the Carolina Gold because I liked it so much the last time I was there.
But it was like,
I thought the flavor was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. And yet somehow, here I am.
After talking about it, you could go for it again.
3 days later, I'll take some more of that.
Well, don't forget with our interviews, in case you miss anything, if you want more of the Riot, make sure you follow us and like our pages at RadioU Riot on Facebook and RadioU Riot on YouTube. But both of them, you need to not only subscribe, but then sign up to be notified so that you're the first to find out when we do something new.
So anything else you want to throw in?
Have a fantastic Great day.
Have a great day. It's the Riot.
You don't have to apologize unless you've done something wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't even think straight right now.
This is the worst of the Riot. We're very, very sorry.
Let's talk about everybody's pathetic friend, Hulu. I'm back on. I'm in.
Why did you sign back up again?
Because I got a free month.
Stop doing that. It's like when you get, no one, I'm not going to say a sweeping statement, but who here has magazine subscriptions anymore?
No.
But if you do, it's usually because you got it for free.
Or sometimes, I did there for a while. What's the one that they have at GameStop? Game Informer? Mm-hmm. They had a thing where I signed up for 2 years of Game Informer digitally delivered for, get this, $2.99 a year.
Not $299.
Right.
$2.99. But for a lot of magazine companies, they just want a number to show, okay, for advertisers, we have so many users, so many people getting it, even though who actually looks at it. Mm-hmm. Same thing I feel like with Hulu. They just want numbers to say, okay, we've got 100 million users. When really, it's Obi just using his free month over and over and over again.
You know I am. That's what I do every time. I never go for when they're like, hey, free week. I'm like, nope. But when they're like free month, I'm like,
sure.
Come on.
Are you watching anything?
I watched the first episode of Rick and Morty.
And
then I watched
really
else.
using it,
No.
you?
I watched an episode. It was an anime. What was it? I don't remember. Something. Because it was over the weekend.
Sure.
I was highly medicated. I wish I was highly medicated now, but that's a story for another time. And that was it. And I was just like, whatever.
Did you watch, what's the Oh, the superhero one with the
Runaways?
Yeah, did you watch that?
I thought about it. I read those comics. The comics were very good, but it was just, I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Do I need another one of these? Do I?
That's a good question.
And I don't know the answer. Do people like it?
Well, it's on Hulu, so I don't know.
I know, but like I didn't read reviews or anything. Did you?
They're not allowed to have them.
Oh, okay. Nobody. Okay, because like I don't know.
I could see the review being like, "Don't run away on Runaways," or if they liked it,
run away from Runaways.
Yes, run away as fast as you can.
Run, don't walk away
it's
from
writing
Runaways.
Itself.
Yeah, I got the headline right now. It's amazing.
I feel like you shouldn't just keep stringing along a company to
Look,
do
they're
that.
not. I'll just tell you right now, they're not a person. We're not dating. So
They don't know you.
Hey, if they want to keep handing out free months of Hulu, sure.
But I don't feel like
really
you're
interested
using
in
it. Does that make you feel pressure? Like you have to find something to watch?
I
mean, I got one free month and I signed up because I wanted to binge watch an old show that I thought was on there. It wasn't. And then I didn't even watch one thing.
What, nothing at all?
Nothing at all. So I finally just canceled it because I was just trying to make it work.
Shoot, I'm
It's
trying
like a
to...
relationship when you're trying to date and it's just, it's not good.
I'm trying to log in right. Okay, here, I finally got it.
Can't even
Couldn't
log
remember
in.
my password, but I don't feel bad about it. No, okay, the thing, we just had this long discussion about Hulu. I just want to throw out, I just saw where they have a thing. I'm calling them everybody's pathetic friend. They've got a new friend now, and they're thinking maybe they could be your friend now.
So if you're friends with Spotify...
They've got a deal now where
And you like Spotify, and it's like, okay.
But like with Spotify, you can get a Hulu subscription. So they're saying Spotify Premium and Hulu with quote-unquote limited commercials. It's like $13.99 a month.
Oh, my gosh.
That actually is a kind of good
deal.
deal.
The limited commercial thing is ridiculous.
But by limited, they mean as many as they can squeeze in.
Well, they're limited. You're just watching the same one.
Oh, that's a great thing about it.
But
I
just
love that.
a lot.
You just keep watching the same commercial over and over again. I'll just tell you that mine was for a birth control device. And
they're not targeting then. They don't know you then because they're not trying to target the right way. They should have been targeting the runaway stuff to you.
Over and over and over again. And I was just like, look, guys, come on. Like, come on.
Waking up with the Riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. Radio U.
Bringing you guys up to speed, Nikki decided to inflict cruel and unusual punishment on her dog, so she took it to a doggy trainer for 2 weeks.
You mean I paid good money so that it could be trained properly in a nice environment? And...
Completely severing her dog from the love and support that it had grown accustomed to.
And I chose it can still go on to furniture and stuff. I chose that so that he can still be his normal self, but just behave a little better.
That's good. So you've instituted a class system inside doggy camp.
Apparently.
Like where there's the haves and the have-nots. The haves are allowed on the furniture. The have-nots are forced onto the floor.
No, like when he's trained, he that's not taken from him.
There's a dog right now having an identity crisis. He's like, why am I not as good as Rolo? Why is it that he's allowed to be on the furniture? He'll go home and be like, I'm not good enough.
I hope I made the right choice. You're ruining it, though.
Like, he's going to be one of those dogs that ends up on antidepressants because he's like, all those other dogs got to be on the furniture, but not me.
No, it's not.
I'm a floor dog.
He's not a floor dog.
Well, no, Rolo's not.
Yeah,
but I'm
but
talking
the other
about
ones?
the other dogs that, like, you divided that line.
Apparently.
Bunch of floor dogs.
So what should I be...
Rolo comes back like, I'm just thankful I'm not like those dogs.
What should I be doing when I go get my dog?
You should get yourself...
to be better.
These special pajamas that they make. I sent you a link to them, and it will put Rolo's face on pajamas for you.
So they're custom-made pajamas featuring your pet's face starting at $179.
Don't you want to show your pet how much you love them?
Now, for $299, you can order a what? A caftan?
I believe
Is that like
is a blanket.
No, it's like a nighttime dress.
Oh gosh, you're right. That's
like what's the other word?
A moo-moo.
I didn't know if that's a derogatory term.
I don't know.
Like,
if
what's
it
the
is
difference between
or not.
a caftan and a muumuu?
To me, that
It's a
just
sheet.
looks like a muumuu.
It is.
It's a sheet that they've cut a head out so you can put your head through it.
It looks older as well. It's got some jeweled embellishments around the collar and the sleeves, and it is a bedtime dress.
Yeah, I mean, because you can see.
And then you put your doggy on there.
See some, but Nikki, like this is where you're headed.
That's a lot of money.
This is where you're headed. You're
not for $300.
You're an older woman, and it's time for bed, and you don't want anyone to know about it. But you've got this caftan with your dog's face all over it,
with crystal and pearl embellishments.
Well, you're a fancy older woman,
Do
so
you
you
wash
want to
them,
have
like in the washer.
Well, no, you. What do you dry clean it?
Dry clean it. I also don't do that.
So, well, that's because you haven't reached that. You don't have nice things yet. When you get something,
usually pajamas are like, hey, here's my old shirts.
I know that's
that's about it.
Well, there's that. So I see you in these pajamas. I think it's great. It's
now
perfect
this
for you.
is brought to you by a company which is actually from a reality TV star from some show called Southern Charm.
Oh yeah, we all watched that. Is that on Hulu?
She was traveling around India with a friend and came up with this idea for these couture pajamas that feature your pet's face.
Also, you can get crushed velvet pillows with your dog's face on them. So that's a thing. Or if you prefer twill, they can make you a twill one.
Twill?
With your dog's face on it.
Okay.
And also handkerchiefs.
Handkerchiefs. Everything that you have said that this company offers, I don't use.
Well, I know, but not yet.
I don't have twill. I don't have, the crushed velvet pillows.
Nikki, imagine
a caftan.
Imagine is it Friday or Saturday you pick up Rolo?
Saturday.
Imagine you show up Saturday in your caftan and his face is all over it staring back at him.
And then he knows it's like, hey, that was mommy. She left me here 2 weeks ago.
There she is.
Oh, it's hard to be a pet mommy.
Cold shoulder.
Yeah, what if he doesn't want to leave?
He's like,
it's fine. He's going to remember me.
Do you think he has a youth camp girl? Like he's got a girlfriend?
Uh-oh.
What do you I mean, maybe.
Imagine a world where the Riot never talks and it's glorious RadioU music for hours on end. Now, imagine the opposite of that. You're already there. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
I love how when someone becomes famous and like their family becomes famous for basically no
just
reason.
Knowing the people.
Yeah. And so there is going to be a royal wedding soon. As you know, Meghan Markle, who you never heard of before until she started dating Prince whatever. And
you and the grasp of details are amazing.
I
love to hear you talk about the royal wedding.
Here's the thing. There's a real lack of caring, but this is something I do care about. Meghan Markle's dad, he's 72 years old.
Sure.
He lives in Rosarito, Mexico. Well, they've got paparazzi that just follow him around now. He's just some old dude. And so yesterday, he bought a toilet at Home Depot.
And that was the news, was it?
It's in the news like it's a thing. And here's what I love. They've got pictures of him looking at different toilets, finally deciding on a toilet, checking out at the...
They got all the pictures.
He's at a Home Depot. And then I love this, once he decided on the toilet and stuff, and apparently they couldn't take any more photos, then they went over and gave you a close-up of the toilet, which is on sale, by the way. So it was only 1,125 pesos.
Do you think he's taking money for it, though?
What?
You'd be like, hey, guys, like they tip off people a lot.
Oh.
And so he gets a little money. They get money if they sell the pictures. That site bought the pictures, so everybody's happy. Even the toilet's happy.
Well, that's a really interesting idea. Like,
yeah,
listen,
that's what they do.
You guys want something big? Check this out.
I'm going out.
I'm going to Home Depot to buy a toilet. Or no, it's even better. He was like, what's the most ridiculous thing we could do? How about pictures of me buying a toilet?
Because who wants the soon-to-be princess's dad's picture of him buying a toilet?
He's like, Dad, stop it. Stop buying toilets. Well, honey, you know how Dad's got to go.
Oh, yeah, see? They just want to make it terrible.
Yeah, so the other thing, they got pictures of him buying bread. That was at Walmart, though. So that's some... Oh, and bread and potatoes. This guy's he's starchy.
Starchy. Well, that's why
It might be why he needs
broke the toilet.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I just love the idea of.
Well, don't click on it. Why did you click on
Well,
it?
think about this. Like right now, you're young, you've got no kids. 50 years from now, you've been married, you've had kids, and you're replacing your own toilet, and there's people taking pictures of you buying a toilet. Why? Because your daughter's marrying some British guy. You don't even really approve, but whatever.
You don't really care.
Whatever. Man's got to have a toilet.
Well, and
King's
like I
got to
said-
have his throne.
Like I said,
Prince has got his throne.
Now
Dad's got his throne.
I think that's it. So the problem is, though, you clicked on it because then you clicked on. You're like, you know what? That toilet story did a lot of
got a lot of clicks.
It
a lot
did.
Of views.
It got a lot of clicks. It did really well, and then they're going to go and do it again.
I hope so. I want to see what he buys today. I want to see those pictures.
More bread, more potatoes.
When's the last time he got gas? I mean, not like
Not
for the
that
car.
one. Yes, for the car.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
From my perspective, the vinyl craze has died down.
No,
But-
I think it's just not as loud.
Well, that's, Nikki, one of the people complain about vinyl because they aren't as loud.
No, I mean, like, it's just not, if you were on the edge of being a fan of it,
Yes.
it's just not as talked about on the fringe, but it's still popular for a lot of bands.
Well, one of the things I was going to say is that even though I feel like it's dying down, the numbers show that it's continuing to grow. Like, people are still buying vinyl, and they're buying more vinyl now than they have in years. Maybe not as much as like back in the day. But
When actually vinyl was the only thing.
Well, vinyl was one of the few places in the music industry, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, that showed significant growth as far as money was concerned. Here's something you may not know. There's an Austrian company that has developed what they call HD vinyl.
It's a crystal vinyl.
Well, it is a different process for making records in which they say that it is 30% louder. It lasts 30% longer. So you may not know this, but your vinyl
has
record,
a shelf life.
yeah, it has a shelf life, and eventually it's not going to make it. But yeah, they say that it'll last longer. It sounds louder, and it is a clearer and better sound. So they've come up, and also it works with your already existing record player. So like your vinyl LP player, whatever the heck you call the thing, it still will play these newer, better vinyls.
Okay, got ya.
So the process, it's not that you're going to have to buy any new equipment. You'll just be able to buy a better record.
If the bands decide to go with that one to release their album with, I mean, that is still the problem.
That's a thing. And so they say that they should be ready to start selling HD vinyl later this year.
Did they give a comparison between, like, here's a normal vinyl and here's an HD vinyl, and should it be like $20 more, $30 more, or you just don't know yet?
No details on pricing. Plus, you've got to, if this would take off, catch on, it's something that will take a few years to go mainstream because this is just one company that is in Austria, and they're just starting their initial run. And so, I mean, it's not like,
It's not an everyday thing.
I want to get the new Memphis Mayfire album. Like, well, not yet. Like, not on HD vinyl just yet. The part that I don't get, and everybody hates me for saying this, and I feel like I need to finally get this settled for myself, but what they do is all of the recording is still digital. And then they take this digital recording and then they put it onto vinyl. So in the end, you are not getting a true analog recording. You're getting analog playback of a digital master. So in the end, why bother with the middleman? Download the MP3s and then get one of those apps for your phone that adds the cracking, the pop, and the warmth that you get from vinyl. Done.
There you go. You're done.
Done. It's not the same.
Others, they like the experience with it.
I know. Put on your smoking jacket. Have your friends over.
I mean,
get a snifter.
Not everybody's going to just turn around and say no to that.
But there's just part of me like I just
don't ruin it. Let someone have it.
I don't want to ruin it.
Well, it seems like you were trying.
I'm not supposed to think about pleasure.
You're not supposed to question anything.
I'm enjoying this. Don't think about it. If you think about it, you'll take the fun out of it. I'm not even trying to be that guy. I just wonder.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I want to say what's up to Stacy. She says, it seems, she texted us. She says, it seems that Obadiah Play encourages Obadiah to finish video games. I think you should do a segment of Obadiah Reads where he reads Lord of the Rings to all of us in a live stream.
Well, Obi sometimes does not. Well, Lord of the Rings is different. You're rereading that.
Am rereading it.
Absorbing it, enjoying it. But for other books, you have a tendency to maybe not finish it.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, it happens. Like, it happens.
Yes.
You know what my problem is that a lot of times I don't want to hurry through a book. Now, that doesn't, like with Lord of the Rings, I'm taking my time. And I really don't care that it's taking a long time. I'm in no hurry to finish it.
No rush.
I'm not. And so I'll read, some days I'll read a little, some days I won't read at all. Like, I've just been taking my time, enjoying the language, which sounds ridiculous, but it is, I mean that. I've been loving it. It's great. Then I have other books that, you're right. I get 75%
in the middle. About that part, and you're done with it.
That's more nonfiction than fiction.
Oh, yes.
A lot of times I'll get books like about philosophy, theology, different things, and I'll get halfway through and I'm just like, oh, I want the next thing.
Well, at that point, you've really caught most of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like sometimes I'll watch a show and I'll watch, like on Netflix, say it's 20 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'll watch you watch like to 15, and then from 15 to 19 is usually some sort of sort of problem, like throws back again that's not necessary. So you can skip
they're just
those.
Stretching it.
Yeah, they're extending it for some reason. Then you go to 19 or the finale one, and then you're done.
Or you could just read it on Wikipedia and be totally done.
Well, yes, it also helps.
I mean, just if you want to get caught up, just
reading.
Go to the wiki, and you're done. No
and
problem.
You're finished.
You're totally fine. Whatever. So yeah. So you're right. I should, but I imagine that there aren't a million people that tune in for Obadiah Plays. I see far fewer people interested in Obadiah Reads. Like, hey guys, here's Obadiah in his basement with his webcam reading Lord of the Rings to you.
What if it does well though?
What if
like that
like,
you can monetize and like that's the thing?
That's the one. Like I finally have found my way that I'm able to make all this money and live my dream or whatever.
You could have the big bathroom with the big tub.
Oh, don't say that.
And the TV with the tub.
I don't even care about the TV. I just want a shower where I stand in the middle and there's like 400 just streams of water.
You know what that stream of water's coming from?
My tankless water heater?
From your streaming.
Okay, right.
Because you're making money that way.
Yeah. I don't have a tankless water heater because, one, I didn't want to pay for it, and two, I became afraid. Because they were like, yeah, you never run out of hot water. And I was like,
where's it come from?
That's not a good idea.
Well, think about it. If you want to read, you're going to have to really, soften your voice.
You think? No, I'm not doing the whisper thing.
Why?
No, I'm not doing that.
It's not the weird thing of eating over on this side of the channel and over there, but just soothing.
I can't tell you on air. I'll have to tell you off air. But this was recently addressed in a TV show that I was watching.
Yeah.
And I feel like they really nailed it.
Okay.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
if you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
You must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, who do you think you admire the most?
The most in the world?
Like, who's your most admired person?
Oh, is it supposed to be like a celebrity, or can I go like family or friends?
Whatever you want.
Probably my mom.
Your mom?
My mom.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, I would go with her.
Who do I admire the most? I actually can't answer that question. I don't know.
I feel like there's different levels. Like you could pick a celebrity or a, not a politician, but what's the other word for a figure?
A public figure?
Public figure, yeah.
Okay.
Something
Who do
like that.
I admire the most? I don't know. Everybody's shady, guys. So, I mean, whatever.
Not my mom. See, that's why I went with her. That's why I picked her.
You're probably right.
You can pick her, too.
She's one of the more safe bets that I've encountered.
Yes.
Though I'll tell you, right now, there's been a lot of safe bets that things keep coming out.
You just never know.
Media keeps coming up with something. So the people at YouGov did a survey, and they asked people, now, in fairness, they it's a leading question. They gave them 20 men and 20 women that they could choose from.
Oh,
they
and to pick from the list?
They couldn't just pick anybody. And so what they ended up coming up with was the most admired people in the world, according to them. The number one man most admired in the world. Who do you think?
I don't know.
Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I could give you 100 years and you'd never guess the most admired woman. Yeah.
Oh, the woman?
Yeah, you'd never guess it.
Oprah?
She's got enormous lips.
Angelina Jolie?
Yep.
Have they seen the old Tomb Raider? I should totally take her out of the running.
Oh, no, Nikki. That's why they admire her.
Have a sweeping forgetfulness of all the bad movies you've done.
Well, you forget things. Bill Gates did some really bad informational videos.
Okay, maybe.
A lot of people have, forgotten those.
Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, Angelina Jolie.
Well, I know she does some great humanitarian work.
We guess. We don't really know. We skip those stories. When that shows up in my feed, I'm like, next.
And that's why we're not in the running, we weren't on those 20 lists.
Hey, don't admire me. Like, you don't even know. You don't even know. Oh.
I don't know. I would like to know who was the rest on the list,
Okay.
like the 20.
All right, I'm not going to go through all the 20, but I'll see if I can find
and
people.
And if we even know who it is.
At number 2, Barack Obama.
Okay.
Number 3, Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Number 4, Xi Jinping.
Sure.
We'll have to Google that one. Number 5, Jack Ma. Okay. Number 6, Vladimir.
I feel like we're done with the list.
Well, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo at number 10. He's a famous footballer.
Mm-hmm.
David Beckham at 13, also a famous footballer. Elon Musk at 14, Michael Jordan at 15, Pope Francis only coming in at 16.
Oh, look at that.
Come on. Donald Trump at 17. And I actually really don't know anybody else on this list. Now, on the women's list, Angelina Jolie was 1. Michelle Obama was 2. Oprah Winfrey was 3. Queen Elizabeth II was number 4. And Hillary Clinton came in at number 5. Okay. So at least the top 5 women, I know who they are.
You know their names.
I got those. So, yeah. That's some. Taylor Swift came in at number 9. You're a big Tay-Tay fan, Nikki.
Didn't think I was, but now that you've said that.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Gal Gadot at 14.
The Wonder Woman person.
Yeah. Wonder Woman. And then, I think we might be out.
Okay, that's it. That's
wait. We left out Madonna. She's at number 10. Almost as good as Taylor Swift, but not quite.
Well, that's your list.
I'm going to have to think about who I admire. I'm not even saying this. I really don't know.
Starting your day with the worst of the Riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, it's been a long time.
It has. And you know what? I'm glad we're talking to David this morning since we're finally feeling better from our sinus infections.
So we say. I
didn't want David, since it's been so long, to talk to Obie and Nikki from Tuesday morning when we were sicker.
If you say so, we're feeling better.
It's better now. Good morning, David. How are you doing?
Good morning, my friend. I'm glad you're feeling better.
We are. We're finally on the road to recovery.
Good.
So how are you? When's the last time you had a cold, David?
Just to track with it.
Yeah,
I get colds from time to time. That's a dangerous profession in our profession as well. It's for singers and for radio DJs to get cold. Sometimes dangerous.
Sometimes for radio DJs, you'll drink a lot of tea or lemon water and stuff. I'm assuming it's the same thing if you're an artist, because if you got a show, you still got to perform unless it's really, really bad.
You've heard about throat coat tea. It emulates mucus. It's tea that is synthetic mucus, and we drink that a lot.
Okay, that sounds delicious.
We have that in our break room.
We do.
We do, yeah.
Well, my problem is I have plenty of mucus. I need something that gets rid of that.
You're right. We don't have that tea. That is not available.
So, David, it really has been quite a while since the last time we talked.
We missed you guys so much.
Yeah, well, I miss you guys too.
What have you been up to for the last couple of years? You're a really busy guy, I know you work with, I think it's Exodus Road, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. You do music. What have you been up to?
Well, we've been playing a lot of concerts. I speak a lot on campuses as well about fighting slavery. And then I go overseas with the Exodus Road went to Latin America for the first time with the Exodus Road to train some of our undercover operatives fighting sex slavery in Latin America. And then I continually go over to Southeast Asia as well.
So I didn't prep you for this or anything, but we're talking to David from Remedy Drive. When you go on a college campus and you speak, give me like a really short version. What exactly, you're talking about slavery, but what are you talking to college students about on campus?
Well, what I love about music and about speaking, especially to college-age kids, is I'm just a songwriter from Nebraska. And by these collisions of circumstances over the past 7 years, I have ended up doing undercover work in brothels, finding evidence of sex trafficking, spying on mafias, participating in raids, and I'm just a kid from Nebraska.
Sure.
Like Liam Neeson's character, I don't possess a particular set of skills. I'm a songwriter.
Right.
And yet justice is in the hands of the ordinary.
Yes, yeah.
What we say at the Exodus Road. So my goal with speaking at a college is to say, hey, maybe it's not fighting slavery, but there's something unique that is your contribution in the arena of justice or mercy or compassion. And you're able to do it because, there's that gnawing voice that we all have that says, hey, you're unable. You can't accomplish that. You can't participate. The problem's too big. There's 40 million slaves. You can't fight it. There's more refugees than any other time in human history. You can't do anything about it. And I want to respond to that lie with, yes, you have the ability. And in fact, you were prepared for this moment.
Man, like that's
very good.
That's powerful stuff.
So then
man.
that way you don't just say no, but instead you turn your mind into thinking, well, what can I actually do in the place that I'm at?
Yeah, and not just what can you do. Like it's like there's a scripture verse that says we're saved by grace. The next verse says, and there's one translation, the Wise translation says, you were prepared. These were the things that were actually prepared for you specifically to take part in. That's why your voice is the way it is. That's what your fingerprints are for. That's your unique contribution. Nobody else can do what you're able to do.
And so for you, that's a matter of going and speaking and writing and recording songs. And for somebody else, it could be hosting a morning show or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's your sphere of influence. And at times I'm able to use my microphone for the cause of fighting slavery. And we're doing the same here this morning. It's, talking a little bit about an issue that we're all kind of bummed out by and that we all can have a small contribution to.
Okay.
And that would become this beautiful mosaic that wouldn't exist without all these different unique contributions.
So, David, let's talk,
David from Remedy Drive, by the way.
The album came out in January. We're playing the song Warlike. What is the band? You said the band's been playing. Like, what's on the agenda for the next couple of months for Remedy Drive?
We're playing in Colorado. We actually get to play in Colorado Springs at an Exodus Road event. We're playing in Nebraska. We're going to Denmark for the first time, which I'm excited about.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. And then a lot of festivals this summer.
Okay, fantastic. So what about David the Man? Like, aside from all this other stuff, how you been? Everything going okay at home?
Yeah, my kids are 12 and 10 and 7 now, and I was able to coach the two older kids in indoor soccer, which kind of has a hockey vibe because you're kicking it off the walls.
Sure,
yeah, dude,
sure.
I played indoor.
It was so fun. It's hard to sub them in, though, when they're on the far side.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
Your voice gets hoarse from yelling so much. And my older boy, it was an all-boys league, but maybe one girl per team.
Yeah.
But I had my daughter and her best friend on my team. So those were my first two draft picks.
Nice. Good call on that one. Good call.
So now,
David has the good team that he's coaching.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, David from Remedy Drive.
We seriously are so excited to connect with you again. And it's honestly amazing to always check out Remedy Drive, like their Facebook page or Twitter, to see what they have going on, not just for the concerts, but like we mentioned with having a chance to maybe even hear David or one of the guys speak at a college or a place near you.
So, David, where can I grab some more details on Exodus Road and what you've got going there?
If you go to remedydrive.com/the Exodus Road, or if you text Remedy to 51555, that's actually the best. Is you'll get updates. Like I got an update 2 days ago that there's 3 raids going on in 3 different continents, and you'll get updates when we rescue a girl from slavery.
That's awesome.
Those are the best texts to get
that you could ever get. Yes,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
really awesome, dude. So, well, man, thank you so much for what you're doing, and thank you for Warlike. It's that's That song is amazing. It's really challenging, and it's not just that the words are really good, but it sounds awesome too. I love it.
I saw your tweet this morning, Obi, and I just plugged it into word count. I didn't realize that it's 450 words. That's the most words in any song we've ever written.
Really? That's amazing. Well, it's one of words. It's one of those songs, like from time to time we'll have a song that comes along where I'm just like, man, I really want to hear. I don't just want to hear it. Yeah. I don't just want to hear it in the background. Like, I want to put my headphones on and I want to focus on the words in this song right now. And so that More Like Right Now, that's a song that when we play it, I'm just like, stop everything. I'm listening.
It's worth paying attention to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It really is.
I love that.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
Now, I've had a few people that have been texting and calling since our interview there with David. He very quickly gave a number out during his interview, and I have it here if you want it. So talking to David from Remedy Drive, he was talking about the Exodus Road, which is a
human trafficking rescue site where they go to different countries and actually literally go in and work on rescuing people who are involved in trafficking.
Mm-hmm. So if you text Remedy, REMEDY, to 51555. It's 51555.
Or if you text us, we can send it back to you.
I can text it back to you, but that is the way that you get the text messages he was talking about. So they will update you when they do something like rescue somebody from slavery, or if they're getting ready to do a raid or different things like that. They will send you details on things like that, which is fascinating. I think I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to it and kind of see what's that about. But, man, thanks again to David for getting up this morning and spending time with us.
That's right. We'll post all of our interviews later if you join us on Radio U Riot on YouTube and Radio U Riot on Facebook. And then tomorrow we should catch up with Ronnie from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Yeah. So I'm still coughing, but you know what? I feel like my cough is just making me stronger. Like my abs right now. Oh, man.
On point.
Yeah.
Looking good. Like you don't even need to work out.
They don't look good.
Wow.
I mean, there's a thick layer of fat laying over.
Inside, you feel like they're tightening up, don't you?
Actually, I will tell you, last week when I got sick, this is something I've never had happen before, but I had coughed and coughed and coughed. Then my back and my abs, like I hurt. I woke up the next morning in pain, and I was like, that's from coughing.
Like, what did I do? Did I work out and I didn't even notice?
I didn't even know. I mean, I've heard people say that, but I didn't know you could actually do that.
Now, one time I coughed and then I got, it's not like it's like a spasm, but it's almost like, if you stretch and you get a cramp or something, and I got a terrible cramp on my side.
Just from coughing?
Well, yeah, because your muscles and everything, and you're just like, what's going on? Like, how do I stop that?
Man.
But we're doing better. We're getting there.
Are we?
We are. I feel great today. I know I'm not.
Wait. Hang on.
I'm like at 95%.
Let's unpack that. When you say that you feel great today,
yeah,
do you mean that you feel great, or is that like an aspirational statement where you're like, I'm going to get up this morning.
Say it until I make it.
Right. I feel great today. How are you doing today? I feel great today. How are you? I feel great today.
No,
and you just keep saying that?
No, I feel a lot better. My throat's still a tiny bit sore, and I've coughed just a tiny bit. But otherwise, a lot better.
Do you feel... No, because that's not what you said.
I feel a lot better.
You said you feel great.
I do. I feel great. Compared to yesterday and the day before, I feel great.
No, see, I don't like that. Because...
Heaven help it if one of us wants to be a little positive.
It's not about... Yeah, man. I'm telling you. All I'm trying to do is explore the space. All right? I'm trying to understand what you mean.
It seems like you're trying to expose the lies.
No.
That's what it seems like you're trying to do.
Do you understand that I'm trying to learn, right? I'm trying to understand. This is what they call, if you would build a basic model of communication, and you take a COM 100 class, they would talk to you about the importance of negative feedback. And you're like, yes, you're very negative. No, what that is, that means that when someone says something, you ask a question to clarify what they've said.
Yeah.
And so I have provided you with, quote unquote, negative feedback in this communications model that we're building right now. And I'm just wanting to know, when you say, I feel great, do you mean, wow, I feel great? Or are you saying, I feel better than yesterday and I'm believing for a better day?
I feel great. I feel they're still amazing. Like, I could feel better.
Okay.
That's the amazing thing. And I'm not there. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
But as of right now, I feel great.
Fantastic. Nikki feels great, everybody.
It's hard. It's hard to keep up the smile, guys.
What? Because, you're...
Before you unpack the smile.
Forgive me for wanting to know how you feel. For really
I told you how
pushing
I felt.
past the layers.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I'm building a list of things I want Nikki to do that she hasn't done before.
A bucket list?
Yeah, it's a bucket list. Okay, you ready?
Shouldn't I be the one making a bucket list?
No, because I'm the one that tells you what's best for you.
You're right. You are the voice in my head.
That's the way that works, Nikki. I tell you what to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Obi.
You mean... Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you so much for the loving chokehold you have on my life.
That'll never end.
It's so wonderful to be in
So
this.
what's on my list?
Okay, number one is go to a movie alone.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for
Nikki,
that.
you're not going to be ready.
I'm not ready.
The only way to be ready is to just do it.
I can't. Now,
You
maybe
can.
on like a Saturday morning when no one's in the auditorium, or like I'll pick a weekday at a very odd time.
Right.
But if it's like a high-profile movie time, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, I think you can, and I think you should.
What's next on the list?
Well, number two is to finally get something from Redbox.
From Redbox? No.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do
sorry.
that.
Too afraid to stand alone at the Redbox kiosk.
Okay.
I can't. People are
I am
seeing
very
what I'm
shy.
getting, and I don't want anybody to see the movie I might be renting at that time.
Sometimes I feel like they're having a party outside the Redbox when I walk past. It's just like a line going on.
Don't you want to get in on that?
No, I just keep walking. I am a digital rental only.
Sometimes I just don't understand you. Give it to me digitally. I have to hide in my home, lock the doors, pull the privacy curtains. Nobody look.
I can then watch it by myself.
Nobody look. Well, Redbox is, Redbox and Disney are doing a little bit of this.
They're mad at
back
each
and
other?
forth. Well, Disney is just like, no, you can't. And Redbox is like, yes, we can. So there's a couple of things that are a problem. First off, Disney won't, as I understand it, won't sell their movies directly to Redbox.
Yeah.
So most of the time, if there's like a store that sells something, there's like behind the scenes deals. At Redbox, they just go to retail and buy the discs.
Yeah.
So that's how that works, and that's how you end up renting them. And then when they were doing that, Disney was kind of like, hey, or Redbox was like, hey, we got all these codes laying around. We're going to start selling these digital movie codes. And that's the way that's going to work. Well, they've gone to court over that. And a judge said, yes, they can do that. And Disney's
Yes,
like,
they can. No.
No, I can't. Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
So then Disney is back in court like, hey, we changed the terms of service. Now they can't do that.
Now we mean it.
Well, it's interesting. One of the things that's happening is as Redbox staffers have been going out and buying these movies to put in the
Redbox
kiosks to
things.
rent, apparently some of the distributors are being very threatening with them about being out there and buying things, including in one case where a Redbox employee is alleging that they were threatened with jail time for purchasing these Coco DVDs.
So how would they know it was like actually them?
What, that they were
like
a Redbox
if you
person?
like if you went to Best Buy, are you wearing your Redbox outfit or
I
something?
don't know, maybe you had a corporate card.
Could be.
You're laying down like, hey. Or maybe the average person doesn't buy 20 copies of Coco when they come in.
Which is why you're buying them online, hidden, so no one knows.
Nikki, not everybody has your problem, okay? And you're not gonna have it either.
I'll go to the movie by myself.
Prove it.
If you
what?
go with me.
Perfect.
Problem solved. I'll do it.
Nikki, I want you to go to
Thanks for really trying to get me to stretch out of my comfort zone.
I know, which is why, see, I've developed this stair-stepper thing, like where step one, you're going to get something from Redbox.
I don't need to.
Oh, here we go.
I don't want to. You know why I really don't like to do that?
Why?
I don't like to feel the pressure, and I feel the pressure if there's an actual physical disc.
It's fine. You get
So
yourself
I don't want to do that.
the Redbox app. Mm-hmm. You rent it in advance, and you just go pick it up.
Don't want
at the
to have the
kiosk.
disc. I just like the digital version of it.
Yeah, because it's easier to ignore. It's like me.
What?
Exactly.
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. Radio U.
Ever had a friend that was fired? They tell their version of the story, and you're like, that's terrible, that's terrible. And then you walk away, and you're like, well, I feel like there might be a couple of holes in their story.
Like maybe they're missing telling you the full thing?
Like, I'm not going to say this to their face. I wouldn't say it to their face, but we've been friends for a while, and I've had an opportunity to observe them in multiple situations, and I feel like the above board never did anything wrong part of this story, something about it doesn't check out with the experiences that I have had to you up to this point. I'm, of course, having this conversation in my head because I'm being a supportive friend and saying, I can't believe KFC fired you.
When you know that maybe they were in the right.
Yeah, come on. And that's the case with Dion. He got fired from Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that was back in January of 2017.
What was he doing?
Wow, look at this. Here we are 16 months later talking about this. Well, he says that he was being sexually harassed by a female coworker, and that when he went to report that, they fired him for it.
Now, what's KFC saying?
KFC says that it is true that he did come in and to report a harassment claim. Then he began screaming and swearing very loudly when he was not told what measures would be taken against the other employee, because they say they can't legally tell
disclose
you
that, sure,
what is going to happen. They can only take whatever. So apparently this happened a couple of times, and the profanity was very loud. And he began threatening and demanding to be referred to as sir.
So maybe that led to the firing.
He became so violent and so loud, they had to call the police to have him removed from the restaurant.
I think any job, if they have to call the police on you, you're probably fired.
Okay. Now, the judge agrees with you.
He does? Okay. Well, I thought that might be the case.
Well, and the hearing here, the reason we're here 16 months later is that he was filing for unemployment, and KFC was like, nah, brah. Nah. Because, what you did, we got to let you don't get the unemployment. And he's like, listen, this is a complete fabrication.
You need to call me still sir.
First off, call me sir. Second, this is a fabrication. It's a complete lie. But unfortunately, KFC apparently had a lot of...
Thanks to back it up, the police report, maybe security footage.
Other people that were there at the time.
Well, you can't just win you can't win all the cases,
Yeah. Oh, see if this feels cool. Like when he was leaving, he yelled, "I'll be back!"
Like in a Terminator? Is that Terminator?
It is Terminator. So
in that way?
I don't know if that was a thing that... So here's my question. What is he... If he's been trying to get unemployment for 14 months, has he been getting it and now he has to pay it back? Or is he he's been holding out, waiting this entire time?
I don't know.
It's the state of Kentucky. Who knows how it works there? But
we kid. Kentucky's great. It's just his fault.
No, I didn't say it was.
Well, I'm just making sure.
Oh, you know what? No. It was Kentucky Fried Chicken in Pennsylvania. My bad.
You assumed.
State of Pennsylvania. I know. You know what? I'll tell you what, right now, I'm not getting unemployment for that. It's over. I'd never make it in a Pennsylvania court of law.
Well, we still never called the cops, so you're fine.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I'm a floor dog.